Hello boys and girls and non-binaries and anthropomorphic animals. Old Krug here with a new series of floppy disk cleaning and dumping tutorials. These videos are meant to be enjoyed together with my long in the works guide, which you can find from the link that hopefully appears right about here. And of course, this week's sponsor. So today we're gonna look at how to desleeve a 5 1/4 inch floppy disk. If that sounds like an awfully eccentric thing to do, now is the time to go check out my guide, where I get to explain in excruciating detail the reasoning for all the craziness you're about to witness from this point onward. To give you the gist of it, if you're the type of person to have stacks of floppies lying around, you've probably noticed many of them are too dirty to be cleaned through the hole, the window, or whatever you call this thing here. Allow me to demonstrate. It needs to be at just the right angle for the camera. There we go, I think that's it. That's as good as we're gonna get. So today is your lucky day, as I'm going to show you the life hack you've been waiting for. So instead of spending hours trying to do the cleaning through the hole, you can simply take the donut out of the sleeve and get easy access to cleaning both sides in one go. So I present to you my patented technique. We start out by simply cutting along the top edge of the sleeve. There's not much room between the edge and the donut resting inside, so we press the donut against the bottom edge through the center hole to make the gap as big as possible. Then we try to make one big, clean, continuous cut to avoid leaving pointy edges that can cleave the donut as it comes out. So let's see how this goes. There we go. Next, we move on to cleaning the disk by submersing it in a plate half filled with water. There we go. Like so, like so. And the trick here is to let the disc sit there for a while to give the mold time to loosen its grip. Be sure not to skip this part, as it's very important for getting a good result, namely to get the crud to come off without scratching the disc in the process. The longer you have patience to wait here, the better. 5 minutes is enough for easier types of mold to wipe right off, with no real risk of hurting the disc as we do our thing. That is, as long as we use ultrafine microfiber like here, and be gentle with our wiping. If the mold doesn't come off easily, you need to let it soak for longer. If the donut gets stuck on the plate here, as we try to flip it over, just slide a fingernail under it, which lets more water in, detaching the donut without us having to touch it further. There we go. Next, we dry the donut for a bit, like this. And then it's time for the all-important finishing touch. We treat both sides with IPA spray and quickly wipe it off to remove all residue, moisture, finger grease, dust particles, etc. And this part is absolutely crucial to get done right to get a good read of a disc that has gone through this type of a major cleaning operation. Again, for more information about everything we're doing here, including caveats about IPA use, please refer to the guide. And once the second side is done, we insert the disc to a clean sleeve, like this, without having to touch it. Pretty neat, right? We leave it like this, with half of the donut sticking out, to check that the finish is clean and smooth on all sides. A little bit of something there. Then we spray and wipe a bit more when needed. Okay. That about does it. Finally, we move on to dumping the disc. And for that, we're going to use a Greaseweazle. So we insert the disc like so and bring up a command prompt. And here we choose .raw as our output file format because it lets us drag the finished track files into HXC which is the app you see there on the top of the screen to monitor the dump in progress. So let's see how we're doing. Here we're going to get red if the donut was inserted the wrong way. So that's always something to keep in mind, and that's what's going to be happening here. Right. No biggie though, and nice to get an opportunity to show this procedure as well. Okay, so that's a pretty normal thing to happen. So we just flip it around like this. No harm done. And we try again. There we go. So let's see how we're doing at this point. Pretty dang well it seems, all green. Okay then, time for the moment of truth. How did the read attempt turn out? It should be appearing on your screen right about now. There we go. That's perfection. Right there. Okay, a little bit of a red here, but it on the top side, that doesn't seem to be affecting the data, but there is still a tiny bit of crud there which we can clean later off screen. So if your disk doesn't turn out great on the first try, what you need to do is find the spots where there's still mold left or where the finish isn't uniformly smooth and clean. Then you clean a bit more and try again. And that said, there's obviously a lot more that goes into cleaning and preserving floppy disk media than what we've covered here. For example, we've barely mentioned the concept of scratches. Luckily, I have a guide up on krugman.net/dumping that'll tell you all about it. Oh, and I should mention, wonder how many of you noticed we made all this happen in a single shot with no cuts or sneaky editing. And I have one final parlor trick left in my sleeve that I want to show you. Check this out. Now let's get these out of the way here. Okay. Pretty cool, right? If you enjoyed this video tutorial, be sure to like and subscribe hit the bell, introduce me to your wife and daughter, all that good stuff. Catch you in the next one.